I'm bringing you greetings from this lovely courtyard outside the Arts and Allied Health Building at Pierce College, Puyallup. This structure was designed by faculty, staff, students, and members of the community, and truly reflects the interdisciplinary programming that occurs within its walls. So, let's look at best practices that we identified during our design journey.
Designing a structure that supports interdisciplinary learning poses both opportunities and challenges. I would like to give you an overview of the results of the process leading to completion of our award-winning Arts and Allied Health building. Careful boundaries around planning were set. Those individuals involved with the design process needed and deserved to have parameters within which they would do their work. The building had to fit within the overall campus master plan that includes an emphasis on the use of natural environmental elements to support the aesthetics of the building. This meant access via interconnected walkways and paths, capturing natural light in the classroom, and using sustainable materials, many of which were harvested from the site for construction. Constructional elements, such as exterior materials and colors, were chosen to support a continuity of design that allows Pierce College Puyallup to have a coordinated appearance. Careful budgets were constructed during the design phase to ensure programs knew the resources they had at their disposal and were able to honor and respect those assigned to their partner planners as well. Landscaping was designed in order to use natural elements to control water flow and purification. Native plants were harvested from the site prior to construction and then replanted as part of the permanent landscape profile. As you can see from these walls and benches, a highly effective use of site-harvested timber lends texture and sustainability to the look for internal walls and seating. All of this careful planning led to the award of LEED Gold certification for this facility, an initial and important goal set during the design planning phase. Each instructional area was identified as having a primary use: music, theater, art, nursing, but also designed in a way to serve future program and enrollment needs. This black box theater is a good example. Acoustically designed for small theater productions, but also useful for dance and small group music rehearsal or event spaces. Another example is this rain garden, a tool for capturing and cleaning water runoff, but also an accessible vista for art students when drawing, painting, and watercolor projects are assigned. Most of the space was designed to be used for learning and connectivity. And as you can see, students do just that. Now, let's hear from some of the administrators and faculty who were involved in the design process.
I'm Dr. Kenneth Owen, music faculty here at Pierce College, Puyallup. I direct choirs, teach music theory classes, music appreciation class, world music class, lots of different things. May even be teaching a beginning piano class for continuing education here soon. I've been here for about 6 years, and we've had the new Arts and Allied Health building for the last 2 years. It's been a wonderful benefit to the program. I used to teach choir in a room called the lecture hall, which had a fairly low flat ceiling and carpet and padded chairs, and all of those things mean bad acoustics. All those things suck up sound. It's fine for teaching a class because you speak and that's all we need to hear is your voice, but it sucks in the sound. As the choir would sing, it was hard for them to hear themselves. And so there's lots and lots of wonderful things about the Arts and Allied Health building that have been a benefit to the program. And one of the primary ones has been that our new rehearsal space is this gorgeous space. It's very tall, high ceilings. It is a hard floor and hard walls. So all of that allows the sound to bounce around and reverberate so that the choir can hear themselves. There's even a big resonant chamber up at the front that's a big room, it looks like, that's up on a kind of a second story. That's for no other reason than to reverberate sound and help us to sound good. And it's a wonderful facility. It's interesting, the choir was around 50 students before we built the new building, and then the very next quarter, the first quarter that we were in the new building, suddenly we had 70 students. The students seemed to be excited about having the new facility and singing in a better place, and they came. The other big deal is performance venue. We didn't really have a good space to perform on campus. Occasionally we tried performing in the college center building in the commons there, which, singing in the cafeteria sort of sound, it just doesn't work so well. And so therefore often we'd usually go and rent somewhere else. We'd often go and rent Lagerquist Hall, which is a gorgeous space to sing in, but it cost about $2,000 each time we did it, and that was a big drain on our budget. And so we have this wonderful new theater that's great for us. It's just the right size. It facilitates our audience and our students, a wonderful intimate setting, but yet a good performance space still. Allows us to perform right here on campus, so that people, when they come to hear our students perform, they come here to our campus and they see where we make music, where we learn, where we do stuff, rather than going to some other school to see our students. It builds and brings people in here onto our campus, which has been a great thing as well. The students have several other benefits. There's practice rooms here. There's a place where students can go and have a piano to practice singing or playing an instrument that we never had on this campus before. There are, among the different classrooms, there's one that is a wonderfully unique classroom. We sometimes call it the MIDI lab, MIDI being musical instrument digital interface. It just means that each student's desk has a big keyboard on it, electric piano keyboard, and a computer, and they're connected, so we can do several things with that. For one, we can get students using music notation software, so rather than having to handwrite music, they can actually write it in a program and print it out like a published piece of music. There's music theory software on there to help them in the learning process of music theory. Once we get the recording studio up and running, I think there will also be some classes in connection with the recording studio in there for mastering and working with the sound files that they create in the sound studio. So lots of wonderful, unique rooms and things that facilitate having a real music program.
My name is Roya Sabedi. I'm Division Chair for Science and Allied Health and at Pierce College Puyallup, and I'm right now in the nursing lab in the Arts and Allied Health building. We've been in the space for over a year now, and we've been really pleased with it. We've got expert faculty, and they're working with top-of-the-line equipment. We have multiple simulation mannequins here. There's a control room where the faculty control the mannequins without the students seeing them, and I've observed it. It's a wonderful environment. It actually, I remember watching the patient deteriorating, and I was getting anxious. So even though it is simulated, it's really a wonderful learning experience for these students. We were going to have the business technology students work in the front office, and they would have patients come in, and they would process their paperwork and work with their medical records, and then hand the patients off to the nursing students who would bring them into this lab. And we were actually thinking that drama and theater students could be the patients, and they could practice their skills. And we're working on that, and I think it will be just wonderful to integrate these multiple disciplines together and simulate a real-world clinic that way.
We trust the best practices we've shared with you will support your own work as you design structures across the U.S.